Around 570 BC, the Senate of one of the cities built by the ancient Greek of Sicily, in connection with the pledge of allegiance to a soldier named Vlares as an absolute king. One of his achievements was the construction of the largest temple of Zeus in the land, and he claimed that it protects its people from the Carthaginians. Stop the great poet Theseus, nicknamed Pithecuros, warned his city council against pledging allegiance for Vlares as an absolute ruler, and gave him a special army, his loyalty to his person, not to the country. The poet said, "Do you have the horse talk? He was the master of the Piraeus, and he was conquered by the Ibex, who wrecked it. So he asked for revenge. The human came to him and required to realize the revenge from the caribou. The horse has to accept the saddle and the bridle, and the human ride and the spears in his hand." So the horse complied and became a human servant, and he got from his evil what exceeded the evil of the caribou. And you people of Sicily, you have been satisfied since you appointed this Vlares as an absolute ruler, to wear a saddle and a bridle. So do not give him an army above that, to put a spear in his hand and put your heads in forever. The Greek of Sicily did not accept the opinion of their poet, and this military king Vlares will become a tyrant. Some historians even accuse him with eating babies to scare his people. Then he will cast a brace from Athena to make for him Empress Dennet, torture and killing tool. So the Athenian Perillus made the Sicilian ox, and it is a statue of a large hollow ox. The death row victims are placed there, then fire burned down to him while they still alive. And in the bowl from the inside there is the tubes that transform the victims crying and screaming as they torture to what sounds like a bellowing of a living bull. And Vlares was enjoying the sound. Then, if the short body was removed from the bow, his bones were made as necklaces. The first one who has killed in the bow is its maker, because Vlares did not want Perillus to make a bow for another ruler. This is not a legendary story, rather it is close to a documented story. Theseus, nicknamed Pithecuros, he is one of the greatest Athenian Greek poets after Homer. His poetry was found written in the Egyptian scroll of mummies from Alexandria. His poems mentioned by many of the great Greek philosophers, and his speech before the Senate was told by Aristotle in his text in the book of Public Speaking. As for the bull, it is mentioned on the spoils of Carthaginians from Sicily, then the spoils from Romans from Carthage. Of course, the story is only completed by a Sicilian revolution and the execution of Vlares in his famous bull. Between armies come and then armies go, the history of the poet was fair to the Tyrians, so do not be surprised by the fact that many of our rulers do not like poetry or history.